Hold on, get comfortable. Hello, and welcome to the 60th episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. 2 weeks is the last one. Seems about, it's going to be average. We'll have to see how that's how it stays, or if it goes back to being less. I don't know. So this week, I only have two things to show. Two works in progress. No new cast-ons, although I was kind of tempted, but I didn't fully feel it, so I didn't. So let's just talk about it, because I didn't dye anything. I didn't buy anything. Not even a new pattern, although I may have downloaded a few free ones, but I can't even remember what they are right now. So let's get into it. So this week we will start with, let's go with my plain vanilla sock. So I've been working on my plain vanilla sock. It's one of the, it's in the wrong place. It's a, the yarn is from Patton's Cry. It's one of their self-striping ones. What's the color called? You'd think I'd be prepared for this, but I don't prepare for things in general. It's, Sweet Stripes is the colorway name. Can I say? Yeah, Sweet Stripes. So, this is as far as I've made it. I'm almost ready to put in the heel. Last time you saw it was probably about where this little doohickey is. And I made it up this far. I'm liking the way the color stripes work. I think it looks really, really cute. So, it makes me think of candy. I'm going to put in the... Hold on, just falling off my lap. Let me just make myself a... There we go. So, I'm going to put in the heel soon. Probably in a few more rows or maybe like a color... I don't even know. But I'm going to use this one. It's Gentry Gray. It's a Patton's Cry for socks. It's not one of their self-striping. It's just a basic black. So, I've been using it for different things for quite some time now. Heel cuffs and toes seem like they work the best. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using a 1 US circular needle. This is my Xiaogu. I have quite a few sizes in this. I'm actually quite surprised. But yeah. So, working on it, making progress. We'll continue. Let me put this back in the bag. With my pair of scissors that I have packed inside here. Oh, there's where the tissue went. You put things in place and you forget that where you put them, but put it back. Okay. Project number 2 that I've been working on in the past couple weeks has been my Sparks of Grey shawl by Melanie Berg. I've worked on it, but it's so much harder to get a lot more progress than what I've done before. I actually had to, before I recorded today, I had to stop and finish the row because I had left it mid-row when I last worked on it on Saturday. So let me stretch this out as best as I can, considering... Eek. No, I still can't hold it out completely. So this is it so far. There's a full length there. I've maybe, for my rows, yeah, I was about where the little robot is, down to here. I gotta put more work into it. Yeah, the rows are taking longer. But it's more like I don't have enough time to really sit down and dedicate for this. Because this is not, to me, it's not one of those patterns that I could sit down there and I can't watch my animes with it while working on it because my animes require subtitles, and since I don't fluently understand Japanese yet, I will work on that. It makes it a little bit more difficult to actually, to when you're watching things, to continue working on a project. So that's why the socks got more love more than anything else. And that's pretty much all that I've worked on in the past couple weeks. Knitting wise, last week, Saturday, was like the first time well, you know what? It's going to be very short for the knitting. I'm not even certain how much time has passed because I can't see, sorry, 4:27. Sorry, my clock on my screen is like right up there, so that's why my hand was there. But last weekend I went to Muskoka. It was a women's retreat for my church. I had a wonderful time. It's about a 2 to 3 hour drive from where I live to get there. But we decided to take a more scenic route to make it up to the destination, which required us driving almost the entire length of Yonge Street. My mother and I have attempted to do this before, but we've never made the trip together. but we didn't don't go the entire way. If anybody knows Yonge Street in Toronto or in Southern Ontario, it goes from pretty much Front Street all the way up past Newmarket. And while we've done like, my mom and I have done Front Street all the way up to Richmond Hill, which is like well before Newmarket. This time we just went from maybe about Steeles, Yonge and Steeles, all the way up north to, I think it was like Willoughby. I'm not fully certain, but we basically made it all the way to the end, to the point that we didn't even realize we had made it to the end. We'd gone past it. We just looked up at the street sign and said, "Oh, that no longer says Yonge. I guess we've made it to the end." But yeah, so we made the trip. In the car we had my mom, myself, my brother's girlfriend, my aunt, her two daughters, and one of my mother's friends, and we all drove up there. Made it there for about 6 o'clock. Got to go look around stuff and just they're like, oh my gosh, it feels so nice to unwind. We got a nice room, so it wasn't as what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't as rustic as the youth camp that I went to earlier on this year, where it was pretty much bring your own sleeping bag or else. We didn't have to leave the camp. We didn't have to leave our room to go to the washroom, which was wonderful. So, yeah, we got good food. We got to spend quality time with each other. I got to go out into a lake and love it so much that made me wish I knew how to swim. I'll eventually get on that. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. On the Saturday night, they had a fashion show slash social, and with lots of snacks and that kind of stuff. So while it was going on, we had one lady who had taught herself to sew garments. I guess that would be the most accurate thing. She taught herself to sew garments. I'm sure she knew how to sew from well before, because she had gotten her education, like what I consider back home, which is like Jamaica. So they do learn, but she was basically making her own garments without actually having a pattern, and she wanted to show off the stuff that she had done, and especially how cost effective it was for the stuff that she made. She actually made a couple pieces that I really, really liked. That it encourages me to actually pull out my sewing machine that I technically own, that I just never use. So while she was doing that, I was working on my Sparks of Grey shawl, and everybody was like staring in amazement over the shawl. They're like, "This is beautiful. I've never seen this." So one of the older ladies asked me, "How are my socks coming along?" And she was surprised when I didn't pull them out and I pulled out a shawl instead. So she says, "So," I said, "Yeah, I've been going on a kick where I've been preferring to knit shawls." So then her next question is, "What do you do with these shawls?" I'm there like, "They currently just sit in my room." She's like, "Doing what?" I'm like, "I don't wear them. Never really have. I enjoy making them." So she's like, "You should sell them." But then the question is, for these, like, if it's a pattern I made up completely on my own, then that's fine. But these are other people's patterns. These are other people who have designed them, and a lot of the time on their patterns, from what I understand, their policy is, please don't sell work from my pattern that I've written out. So I'm like, I have no issues with giving them away as gifts. I probably would do that once I actually get around to blocking things, because I'm so lazy with that. I have got the same shawl on the blocking mats, and I have not taken it off, and it's been at least a good 3 months. Yeah, I woven all the ends though. Got that. So it's like, these are things I know I need to do, but I just don't. If I could hire somebody to do it for me, I would do it. That would be the easiest thing. Hire somebody to block, and even weave an end if they want to go to that part. I'd gladly and happily hand them my blanket, but it is what it is. So that I'm really enjoying doing this. It's just fun. I enjoyed, and then I started to tell her about me dyeing yarn, and she was like in shock, because apparently it never occurs to people that you can dye yarn. I don't know why. So that's pretty much it. And afterwards, well, this week I didn't get as much time to do anything, because today is Wednesday. Yeah, that tells you how far I am. And it's been my first day off for the week. So, and then the rest of the week is pretty much busy. So we'll see how much gets done in the next week or so. I still have undyed yarn left to dye. I still have that self-striping I'm still supposed to not wrap up, actually do eventually. I guess so. Tonight, actually, as a Wednesday, the third Wednesday of the month, is actually the Toronto Knitters Guild meeting. So I will be going to that later on tonight, and I'm looking forward to that. Because of my work schedule this week, I can't go to any of my knitting circles. So I feel kind of a little bit discombobulated and lost. And I'm looking forward to going back to it. So that is going to be everything for today. This is definitely a short episode, so talk to you another time. Bye.